Hi guys, so here's another video that nobody asked for, but I thought we'd talk about it anyways. And basically it's how things have kind of like changed as far as my skin lightening routine now that I started dating and now that I'm actually seeing someone. So when I started this 6 months ago, I hadn't been seeing anyone for like a good year. I just hadn't, other than, you know, just having friends going out like that. And so it was easy for me to go most days without wearing any makeup or not wearing, you know, cute clothes. Like usually when I'm filming, like you guys see me in like a sports bra, or like I'll pull up my shirt so you guys can see my skin, because this is a skin channel. And so it's important for you to, you know, see my skin and be able to compare it from my beginning to my end. So, you know, usually I'm just wearing whatever's going to show as much skin, but in my day-to-day life, I'm usually either in long pants or long sleeves and just really boring clothes. So it was easier for me to skin lighten before I was like social. And right, it's easier to like to stay in because like you're not going anywhere on the weekends or on Friday night. Like you don't have to worry about drinking, and so it was just so much easier. So now that I started dating, which I started dating a few months ago, and then now that I'm actually seeing someone, like it's really changed. Number one, I had experimented with like a lot of different topicals. I had tried to mix my own, like my MSM and Lactin, or make my own glutathione topicals. I shared with you guys one that used plant-based extracts to lighten my skin. I never saw any like really great results or even quick results, so I never haven't really raved about it or anything, because it's really just nothing that special. But some of that stuff like really smelled, like it smelled bad, but it didn't matter because I didn't need to smell good for anyone. Now obviously you see that like I'm more focused on something that's going to work, like keep me light, but also something that smells good. Rubbing something with MSM on your skin, if you're mixing your own, it may not necessarily smell bad, but it tastes awful. MSM is extremely bitter. It's oh. So basically that's just one thing to keep in mind. You know, there are some skin lightening mixtures that just taste bad, they smell bad, they just ugh. So it's like, unless this works 100%, I'm not messing with it. Another thing is with the rectal implants. You guys know that if you're doing a rectal implant, it does cause gas. For some people it's extremely heavy, like within the first month, and then it gets a little better. With other people it just, I don't know, you always have a little bit of bloating, or you definitely always are going to the bathroom multiple times per day if you're doing any type of rectal implant, because that's just a side effect of it, and that's just how it is. You're pretty much stimulating your bowels. So if you're seeing someone, obviously you do not want to be over there at their house and having like that hit you, or not even that. It's just like you're injecting a sulfur up there, and so I don't want to say this is TMI, I'm sorry guys, but it's gonna make other things taste weird. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So if you are self-conscious about that, then rectal implants while you are intimate or active, it's probably going to make you like not want to just because it's gonna probably taste weird. I mean, it's sulfur. So please keep that in mind. So we go on to the nebulizer. So if you're not comfortable with having a bloated stomach from doing 3 rectal implants a day, which, you know, the bloating does go down, like it's only really bloated like right after you do it, administer it. But I know for some people, they say that it just never went away, like they still have the same side effects, and they've been doing it for a few months. So, you know, it's not for everybody. So let's say you go on to doing like a nebulizer treatment and you're seeing someone, again, if you're nebulizing glutathione, especially with the baking soda, which you have to use the baking soda because that's what, it'll irritate like your throat if you don't, I've noticed. And also it just helps it to the serum, like that kind of makes like a, I don't know, like a thick type of serum, but it allows it to nebulize a lot easier than if you were just to do glutathione in water. But anyways, it causes a scent as well. Basically, you're gonna have, you know, huge clouds of, you know, the glutathione, and it's really, really, really tiny, microscopic little bubbles. So it looks like a cloud. It's not really smoke. It's just, I don't know, microscopic little bubbles of glutathione. And so if you walk into a room after you've nebulized, you can tell, you can still smell it. Sometimes if I go to run errands, I can tell that it's still on my clothes from doing that. So if you don't like the scent of that, it's something that can kind of like stick on you. You might not like the way it makes your hair smell or something, or your clothing smells. So again, this might be a drawback. If you're spending a lot of time with someone and you're on a strict regimen, that's time consuming. So either if you're nebulizing or if you're doing rectal implants, it can be hard to keep up with that if you guys are like, I don't know, spending the day together, or yeah, spending an entire weekend together or something like that. So pretty much what I'm saying is that those methods, even though they are effective, they are kind of time consuming, and you know, there's just certain elements to it that I've noticed that kind of got in the way once I started like being social and seeing someone. So which is very, let's just say I'm very thankful that I am on liposomal, because it's so much easier. I actually just take it once a day. I don't even do it twice a day anymore. I just take it once a day, and then I'm just like, I'm done. And I don't have to worry about any of those other side effects, because yeah, some of that stuff definitely would make me self-conscious. Another thing is, okay, let's go to the actual dating part. I know in the US, well, even in the UK, like, they like to drink on dates too, but alcohol and food pretty much just go together. So if you're on a date, there's going to be some type of alcohol, whether you're doing cocktail or you're doing, I don't know, if you're on like a wild date, usually you probably can do shots, but you know, or if you guys have wine or beer. But alcohol is like, everyone drinks. So there could be a lot of pressure for you to drink. I went 6 months without drinking, and then this past month I've drank 3 times. And really, it's recently 3 times within the last like 3 weeks. So once a week for the last 3 weeks, I've drank. The first time I had a hangover from hell. It was awful. The second time I did not go as hard. And then the third time, the same. I just had like 2, it was at like a Halloween get together thing. So I had some drinks, but it didn't really affect me that much. There are other people who they drink while they're on this journey, but just know that if you're trying to lighten as quickly as possible, drinking, you're just not, I don't know. I don't want to say it's like completely gonna hold you back, but it does deplete glutathione supply. So I mean, you make your choice, like if you want to do it or not, it's up to you. But I definitely would not make a habit out of it. But again, it's easier to abstain when you're not out and about every single weekend, or yeah, going on dates and stuff like that, because it's just easier not to drink. But now I'm seeing that sometimes I drink. And it's not cool. It's not cool. Thankfully, with the new topicals that I'm on, they are definitely helping me reverse any damage. So they're definitely helping me get ahead. So I think if you're just sticking to a strict, aggressive lightening regimen like what I was on, and you're not drinking, you're not going out in the sun a lot, then you'll be fine. But if you are still trying to have a life while doing this, then you need to make sure that you're taking some type of topicals that are gonna help you pretty much balance out what you're doing to your body, which pretty much just means drinking or being out in the sun. For instance, some of our dates are along the water, and yeah, if you're out in the sun walking along the water, like, I can't wear long sleeves everywhere I go. Most of the times I'm like in a dress, and so, you know, there are times where it'll take like an unexpected turn. It'll turn from indoors to all of a sudden outdoors, and of course in the beginning of my journey, I could avoid this so much easier, but now I'm finding that I'm in situations where I can't, there's like nothing I can do. There's basically nothing I can do. And so I had one viewer who said that she will not allow her skin lightening journey to affect her personal life, because once it starts holding her back from living life, then, you know, it's just why are you doing it? Like, is it really making you that happy? If you're turning down things that you normally would do, like, is it really worth it? And in a sense, that is kind of true. That is kind of true. So at some point you just have to kind of like let go and don't worry about it. For 6 months, I did not mess with SPF because I didn't really have to mess with SPF. Now all of a sudden, like, it is every single day I have to be wearing it because I never know what I'm going to get into or where I'm going to be. And so, yeah, you're just gonna have to change up whatever you've been doing once you start being very social or allowing yourself to be in situations that you can't control. So keep that in mind. I know some people might not be as embarrassed by talking about skin lightening to like family or friends or their significant other. Obviously that's not me. I feel like it's kind of embarrassing and kind of personal, so it's not something that I would like just actively like fess up to. Really, I just don't want to hear any of like the Michael Jackson type references or jokes or anything like that. But it is something that, though it is kind of a pain in the butt, depending on what method of glutathione you're doing, it's a pain in the butt at first, but glutathione, if you do it long enough, so over a year, it's permanent. So I'm okay with like giving a year of my life, or it might be 2 years. It just depends on what skin tone you started out with, but I'm okay with kind of like sacrificing for something that is going to give me the skin tone that I want for pretty much the rest of my life. So it's like, you definitely should take it very seriously. And it's nice because once you've made your sacrifices and you've, at this point it's not really a sacrifice, I'm just like taking liposomal once a day. So it's really easy for me right now. But like, yeah, once you're done, then it's like you get this natural looking skin tone for the rest of your life. So I think it's worth it. I don't know about you, I think it's worth it. Closely approaching 7 months. Like I said, for sure I'm gonna have to go over a year, and then hopefully after I hit the year mark, so 12 months, I can start just maintaining. If you see my stomach, you can kind of see the coloring of it. You guys remember my stomach was one of the darkest parts of my body when I started a few months ago. So I'm definitely making progress, but I'm not like at my goal or anything like that. So we have some, we're getting there. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video and talk about like skin lightening might change how you socialize. It definitely is going to change your daily routine, and depending on what method you're doing, the methods I was doing before worked because I didn't really socialize that much. And if you're not being intimate with anyone, if you're not really out partying or in environments like that, then it's easy to abide by all the rules and you'll probably get the results that you want. But keep in mind, as soon as you try to, you know, be the party type, if you're like drinking or if you're smoking or doing stuff like that, or if you're going out with your friends all the time during the day, and you know, you might find that sometimes you set yourself back unexpectedly, but I think that's okay too. You just have to figure out a new kind of like a fallback, so a plan to help reverse whatever damage you do. So for me, it's having aggressive topicals. The topicals I'm using right now have AHA in it, lactic acid, 20% lactic acid, berry extract, licorice. Like, it has pretty much all of the big hitters in licorice root. And so I'm probably gonna lighten like way faster than I was before, but I'm taking this extra line of defense just because, you know, my lifestyle has changed pretty much, and so I have to. And so, I don't know. You might notice that you need to be more aggressive once you start having a life, or you might notice that you don't have to do any of that stuff because you're just lightening extremely fast. So everyone's going to be different, but I thought that I would just come on here and share that with you, so you will know what to expect. But don't be surprised if your life changes within a 6-month period. Like, of course it's going to. But now that I'm rambling, I'm going to end this video. We will talk later, I think.